Hello everyone, Wanda here, and I'm gonna do a stencil, African safari-ish. So I have this big pack of stencils, so I want to use some fun ones. So I'm gonna use the giraffes and the birds and part of that tree. I know palm trees are probably not the right tree, but I think I like it, so I'm gonna leave it. Anyways, I'm going to use this great big rock. These are huge stencils, so you got to have a huge rock if you're going to use these. I will link them in the description. So I'm going to use a paper plate and a sponge brush to get my background before I use the stencil, but I'll be applying the stencil kind of like this on the rock. I'm not going to get the whole tree on there. So if you're wondering what the blue dot is, it's going to be my sun. So because the background's white, I want to leave the white, the bright white for this sun. What I did is I just traced this bottle. I literally, on my painter's tape, took my pencil, traced around it like that. You see it? A circle. And then I cut it off and cut the circle out. And that's what I did. So you can do it either that way. This is... or you can put this on and then, you know, sponge on like a stencil, your sun. But I like doing it this way. It's less, then I don't have to worry about putting the white back into the rock. You probably don't need the base coat doing the technique I'm doing, but this way you get a brighter red and yellow. So what I'm going to do is move this guy over here. And I'm going to use Folk Art matte finish yellow light. And lipstick red. And the whitest, I say the whitest, this is the whitest one I have. They probably make them a bit wider than that. This one is just under 4 inches. Is that inches? Yeah, just under 4 inches. Sponge brush. So I'm going to use it and make my background I'm actually going to turn this around and get just a bit of red on the bottom of this side too. Like so, okay. And I might have to go in at this a couple of times since this rock is so big. So I'm going to go back and forth until these colors blend beautifully. So you can start in the middle and go out, but I'm going to start on one side and just seriously back and forth until I get what I'm looking for. Sorry, I hit the camera holder. Then I'm going to take a regular paintbrush, fluffy. And get around my edges, the red there. Okay, and the red, just gonna cover in the edges. This is a scruffy brush by Donna Dewberry, and you can be really rough with this brush, so I like it for blending. Matter of fact, the scruffier it gets, the better it works. So, dig in. I have some cracks on this rock, which will probably get covered by my giraffe, but isn't that pretty, the background already? Can you see the sunset happening? The animals walking across tundra. Okay, so I think I got that where I want it. And make sure you rinse out all your brushes or you'll lose them and won't be able to use them again. Before I do that, I'm going to grab this before the paint dries because you don't want to tear up your paint either. And it's okay if some bleeds underneath it because we're going to be muting out the edges anyways. So before I rinse the brushes, I'm going to take the edges here and then I'm going to get a sponge, a regular makeup sponge here, and just a tad bit of white paint. And mute out the edges there. Well, that didn't work like I wanted it to, but I'm not the best at acrylic, so forgive me. I think I will try to use this a bit to blend. Okay, and then I'll make that a little bit yellow. I like that. I can work with that. Okay, we got to let this dry really, really, really well before you do your stenciling. So they say you should leave it alone, right? Yeah, just leave it alone. But I can't because I'm an artist, right? You know, I think I'll make some, how's that go? The clouds that go in front of it. There we go. Okay, I'm going to leave it alone, let it dry, and I'll be back to show you the stenciling. Okay, it's not all the way dry yet, but it's close, and I'm going to start over here. I cut these out and apart because they're too big for me to deal with. So what I'm going to do is start this like right about here. And I'm using black apple barrel paint in jet. And I just have that same dauber. I washed it out and let it dry mostly, so it's damp but not wet. You can't have this dripping, and you just barely want your paint. You just want a little bit, let's put it that way. And I'm not the best at stenciling, and these are very close. You know what? I'm gonna grab a piece of paper. And this way, start down here. Get this section. You just want the outlining because you can touch up, you know, with the paintbrush. Make sure that stays, and then you can move your paper. Okay. Ta-da! Parked over the tree. Not too bad, huh? Well, I'm impressed with myself. All right, and then the giraffe and the birds are going to be about like that. So I'll start, need some more paint. Actually, I'm going to move this over just a bit. I'm going to start down here. Usually I would tape this down, but because I painted first and I don't have a lot of dry time, should let it dry for a day before you tape anything to it, maybe even longer. Let me make sure I got the giraffe head. I might have to turn this around. I think we got it. And if you can grab it with the brush, so if you missed or you need to darken up some spots, I'm loving it. Look at that. Instant, beautiful scenery. Oh my goodness. So at the bottom here, I'm going to paint in a, you know, the ground, like the, you know, the ground. I'm looking for my paintbrush, just in case you guys are wondering what I am up to. All right. I'm going to just make a uneven ground that they're walking on. Like so. Make this tree a little. And then I'm gonna just block in some color here. You notice on my baby legs, my baby giraffe legs, they kind of got out of control. I will grab some red paint and fix that. Okay, I'm gonna let that black dry and I'll come back and touch that up too. Let's see here. Okay, for the legs here, I'm going to touch those up and take out the uh-ohs. Easy enough. You need to do the same thing over here. And around the tail. So yes, I have to blend this out. There. And I think that's it. And I'll touch up the birds too. They're kind of needing some more help, huh? It's just an idea, a silhouette. So if you got to change the shape, you change it. There. I like that, I think. Yes. What do you guys think? Pretty good, huh? For a stencil. I think I'm gonna leave that alone. Yeah, I like it. I'm not gonna fuss with it. The horns up here are more separated. Like there's a Are those called horns on a giraffe? And these ears are supposed to be more like so. I'm loving this so much. So I'm gonna add some oomph to it. Once it dries, I'm gonna be adding, I'm thinking this black shift, color shift by Folk Art. This is a peely out of my paint dish. Anyways, I think I'm gonna add some of that to the black parts, just wisps of it to give it some, like, I don't know, interesting sun, what is that, sunlight on it. Add some perspective. So as soon as this is dry, I'll grab the other colors and we'll do some fun bling bling. Okay, I'm back. So this is Folk Art Color Shift in Black Flash. I know it's hard to read. It's kind of a printed weird, but anyways, I'm just going to use a little bit. It's so pretty. It's so pretty all by itself, huh? Isn't it pretty? I'm going to use another sponge. And just kind of add it into my black ground. It's like got a gold flash to it. Isn't that pretty? And I don't want to put it here because it is a black paint. So I'm going to add, this is a feather brush, it's a wispy brush. some wispies in the giraffe. Oops. It's okay, it's okay. Q-tip and water, quick. Nurse, scalpel. Voila. See? It's okay. I remember when I first started doing art, every time I made a mistake, I felt like I ruined it. Like there was no saving it. And then little by little, over time, you start to realize that you can either change it, start over, fix it, you know, like I just did, grab some water, try to fix it, try to save it, or live with it. Sometimes mistakes are happy little accidents, like Bob Ross says, happy little accidents, and they add character to your artwork. So, like this is probably, I probably could have done without the gold black flash, but I still think it adds something to it. So I'm going to keep it. And just, these are flashy animals, right? This is me we're talking about. I'll probably leave the birds. And I think I'll add some to the tree. Pretty. Pretty, pretty. Okay, I'm going back with black, just black. And I'm going to add in, block in just less of the black shift. But I'm not taking all of it out. I'm leaving somewhere, you know, I think the sun would kind of be kissing, you know, the shoulders and the back. Okay, when that dries, I think that's going to be good. I'll pick it up here. So you can see the shift. I think it's pretty. Maybe a little shift on the top of the wing here. And the belly here. Okay, then you spray it or resin it or whatever it is you're going to do for a sealer. I think that I'm going to spray Krylon 2X matte on it, and then UV resin, probably. I'm loving this, guys. All right, I'll let you go here. Anyways, don't forget to sign your artwork, guys. My pen's not working. Oh my gosh, that means I might have to use the brush. What? Oh, I have one. All right, work signed. I think we're good. Here we go. Look how beautiful. See how the sun shines right down in there? Tell me that's not gorgeous, guys. Beautiful. That was Black Flash Color Shift by Folk Art that added that pretty little detail. So if you enjoyed this tutorial today and you would like to see more, click subscribe and the bell, and that will tell YouTube to send you a notification when I upload new content, or Katie or Margie upload new content. The three of us work on this page together as a team effort, so we love to bring you tips and tricks and tutorials. So if you really are enjoying that, please consider subscribing and tell all your friends, and come visit us over at Creative Rock Art and Foil Techniques on Facebook for lots and lots of more cool things. Anyways, thank you again, Wanda. See you later.